to Draegon Gray's variety show. This evening, we're going to do a reading. Darklands Requiem, written by Lynn I. Kelly. You can find this series at Amazon.com. We're going to continue the story. Webb and Sundown just went through a harrowing experience with some creatures they'd never seen before. They survived it. And we're going to continue on. Uncle Mike. Chapter 2. Webb bolted up right in bed, breathing rapidly. He looked around, and the panic subsided. He was in his room, asleep in bed. Everything was as it should be. He sighed and drew his hands over his face and hair, which were, by the way, slick with nervous perspiration. What a bizarre dream, he thought. The covers shaking the sleep and odd visions from his head. Once on his feet, he heard a low purring sound. He looked to the foot of his bed, and there it was, the large black cat. Webb gasped, and stumbled backwards towards the door and fell out of his room onto the hard stone flooring. He let out a groan as pain shot through his elbows and knees. Wait, stone? He kicked the door to his room shut and then began to scoot away from it, head darting from side to side. That had been his room, but this certainly wasn't his home. He was in the middle of some long, medieval-looking hallway with vaulted ceilings towering at least 4 stories high, dimly lit by chandeliers. The stone masonry which had broken his fall covered not only the floors, but the walls and the ceilings as well. Webb began to hyperventilate, and the thick smell of dust, wood, and iron filled his lungs. "Calm yourself, Webb," came the familiar voice again. "Uncle Mike?" Webb exhaled in relief. Jumping to his feet, Webb turned to find a man standing clothed in shadows. "And what is this monster cat in my room?" he spat out before realizing what he was saying, or more importantly, who he was speaking to. Then the insanity of the situation spiraled through his brain, and he began to feel an unwelcome chill, the hairs on the back of his neck rising. "Ha, ha, ha! Steady, Webb," his uncle repeated as he limped into view. He was dressed in his faded old jeans and a light sweater, while a polished wooden cane helped to support his step. "We've a lot to talk about, the least of which is your friend Gustafsson." With that, he took his finger and casually pointed in the direction of Webb. Webb heard a click behind him and turned to see the door to his room slip open, the enormous cat slinking out moments later. "Gustafsson," the monster cat replied, his uncle nodding in the cat's direction. Webb swallowed, his eyes darting uncertainly between his uncle and the big animal. Uncle Mike slowly put his hand on Webb's shoulder. "We could stand here and stare at each other all day, or we could go and eat and talk this over. And trust me, you need to eat." Webb nodded guardedly, his eyes darting all around him. Sensing his confusion, his uncle gently gestured towards the hallway. "Follow me, Webb," he said as he turned and began limping away. The older man's stocky frame slowly into the shadows, his cane tapping and echoing with each step. Webb watched him warily for a few seconds before giving up and following suit himself. A purring Gustafsson trailed lazily behind him. Man, where are they going? You'll have to listen and follow to find out what happens next. This has been an episode of Draegon Gray's variety show. Listen and follow for more. There's also other episodes of other stories and other shows at dragongray.com.